Welcome, students. Today we are going to look at the basic tools of economic analysis. This deals with instruments which are used to analyze data. I can analyze economic data, and we'll see things like the mean, the variance, and all the like. But note that this is part one of the subject, and I've divided it into two, so not everything is under this. We'll look at the objectives so that you know what you are aiming for, and then after we finish the study, you come back and look at the objectives. You tell yourself, do I know this? Do I know that? Because those are the objectives. You are supposed to be able to do each of the objectives at the end of the study. The first objective, you should be able to draw a straight line graph. You should be able to draw a straight line graph. You will get to see that in the further. But this one appears under the second part, so you will not look forward to it under this study. You will look forward to it under the second video, part 2. You should be able to define simple measures of central tendency. This falls under this recording, so by the end of this topic, you should be able to define simple measures of central tendency. You'll be able to define simple measures of dispersion. This also falls on the second recording, so you will not see it on this recording. We'll wait till then. Define and draw diagrams illustrating charts. This falls under the second recording. So the second objective is what we mostly look forward to here. Okay. Statistics, that's what we'll begin with. This is the science of data illustration, analysis, and interpretation. It's a science which it collects data. With statistics, you collect data on anything, on a distribution, a population. You analyze data. You analyze the features of the data, and you interpret the analysis. Interpret the analysis of the data based on your analysis, on how you analyze the data. So you can see data collection is important, analysis and interpretation. That is statistics. Uses of statistics. It helps businessmen in their decision-making process. Although statistics is a science of data collection, analysis and interpretation. So what do you do with it? Why is it useful? You see, it helps businessmen in their decision-making process. A businessman needs information about a particular group, about his customers, about demand in order to produce. Production is based on demand. Supply is based on demand. So, data collected and analyzed and also interpreted gives information on the demand of that portion of the market that you are taking. So the producer or the businessman decides on what is more profitable. Businessmen, their main aim is profit. So for a businessman, statistical data is very useful. It helps in government spending. Government spending is mostly directed towards equality, towards balance in development, balanced development. So the government needs data on each area of a country. It needs to know that data which has been carefully analyzed and interpreted on areas, showing clearly which area is developed, which area is less developed, and so it will make decisions on how to spend more on the less developed and less on the developed areas, so that development balances. You see the use of statistical data towards government spending. It helps in production. Statistical data, as I mentioned up there, the supplier, the producer needs statistical data. That's market analysis. He needs analysis on the market, data on the market, interpreted analysis, and analyze data on the market to show him demand, which will help the producer to answer the questions, the production problem questions of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Measures of central tendency. These are measures that attempt to locate the center of a distribution. There are measures which attempt to locate, they try to locate the center, the focus of a distribution, the point at which all other things evolve in a distribution. This is very important. They include the arithmetic mean, the weighted mean, the median, and the mode. Note that the arithmetic and weighted mean are all forms of mean, so they are like the mean. All of them are the mean. Let's begin with the arithmetic mean. Mean denoted by x bar is sum of xi over n. Mean calculates like the average of a distribution. So mean is sum of xi. This sign is sum. This sign like an opposite e is sum of xi. That's all the x's, x1 up to xn. That's all the numbers or factors or elements of a distribution over n, which is the total number of elements in a distribution. To further do this, you can see x1 plus x2 up to xn over n. I hope this explains the mean further. If you don't really get it, let's move to an example. A set from 2 to 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Find the mean. The solution, x bar, the formula of the sum of xi over n. Sum of xi is 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 over n. So you see 2 plus 3 plus 1 over n. You can count the number of sets in the element. There are 4. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4. So give 8 over 2 is 8 over 4 equals to 2. The mean is 2. This is the average of the set. The weighted mean. This comes about for the need for high frequencies and the need for specification. That's there may exist a distribution with each variable appearing a lot of times, and you cannot keep adding them to form the mean. So weighted mean, you simply multiply each variable by its the amount of time it occurs. That's the frequency to get the weighted mean. The formula, sum of x over x over f of x over sum of f is frequency, sum of the frequencies of how the numbers appear. Example, assuming the following marks and their frequencies. The marks 12, 9, 8, 15, 10. The frequencies, that's the number of times they occur. The number of times 12 as a mark occurs 5 times. The number of times 9 occurs 3 times. The number of times 8 occurs 6 times. The number of times 15 occurs 5 times. The number of time 10 occurs 6 times. The frequency of 7 2 times. Okay. So you see, from the formula, we have to calculate f of x. That's each mark multiplied by its frequency. This just gives you amount of time a mark of each mark multiplied by its frequency. This gives you the sum of the total of 12s, total of 9s, total of the marks. So f of x means each mark multiplied by its frequency. X is the mark, f is the frequency. So 12 times 5, mark times frequency, 12 times 5 will give 6. 9 times 3, 27. 8 times 6, 48. 5 times 15 or 15 times 5, 75. 10 times 6, 60. 7 times 2, 14. So we'll get from the formula, we need sum of f, the sum of all the frequencies. Sum of f is 27. And we also need sum of f of x, which is 284. Sum of f, 27. Sum of f of x, 284. So to calculate the weighted mean, sum of f of x over sum of f, we'll get 284 over 27, which is 10.5. That's the weighted mean. All of these are considered the mean, the weighted mean and the arithmetic mean. But they are for different situations. Or the arithmetic mean is for ease in larger elements or distributions. Advantages of the mean. The first advantage, it is easy to calculate. As you can see, we calculated this mean in less than how many seconds? We did not use up to a minute to calculate the mean. It is easy to understand. I know you have already understood just in a short while. I haven't explained pages and pages, slides and slides. It is easy to compute. The variables of the mean are easy to come about and be able to and used in calculations. The disadvantages of the mean. Although all its advantages, it has setbacks. First, it cannot be obtained graphically. The mean cannot be obtained from a graph. A graph drawn on showing the relationship or showing the distribution of showing the spread of a distribution. From there, the mean cannot be drawn from the graph. Second, it is difficult to obtain without calculation. As I said, you cannot obtain it from a graph or other methods. It's very difficult. It's obtained through calculation, as seen above, easily only through calculation. It may lead to distorted values. The mean will lead to wrong calculation of the mean may lead to wrong or may derail result or analysis of a distribution. The median. It is the middle number in a set of numbers. So, assuming a set of numbers, a distribution, a set of the numbers in a distribution, then when you look at it, you point out that number is in the middle. That is the median, a middle number. You see, this helps in is a measure of central tendency, the number at the center. An example, assuming they said 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moving from the left, you count 2, 3. That's you count 1, 2, 2, and 3. You stop before the middle. There is something at the middle. Moving from the right, you stop again at the middle. 6 and 5, you stop at the middle. You see 4 is isolated at the middle. This is the median. Example 2. You see, numbers may not always appear in distributions may not always appear in an odd set. Can be an even set of numbers, like 5, 6, 2, 2. This example 2. You see 2 numbers appear at the middle, 6 and 2. So to get the median, we look for the average of these numbers in the middle. That's, you are looking for the number in between 6 and 2. So the median will be 6 plus 2 over 2, which will give 8 on 2, which is 4. So the median is 4. I hope you understood, because we are moving on to the advantages of the median. The first, it is easy to determine without calculation. You see, we just saw the median by looking at a set of numbers, a distribution of set of elements. We just pointed out the median without calculation. And even when calculation arises, it's so easy. You just look for the average of the numbers in the middle. It is easy to compute and understand. You see, the median is easy to compute and understand. It is not. It did not take us a lot of time to get values to compute them or to calculate them and understand. It gives a clear idea on distribution of data. It clearly shows you this is the middle, these others are around this in the middle. So it gives a clear idea of distribution in the data without even a lot of stress. Let's move to the disadvantages of the median. It is difficult to arrange data in order of magnitude. For you to look at a number in the middle, you have to arrange you have to arrange the distribution in order of magnitude. It's not easy to take any distribution and arrange it in order of magnitude in order to point out the median. It is not useful in further statistical calculations. Further statistical calculations are like the variance and standard deviation. All these, you don't find the median being used in calculations of the variance, the standard deviation. You get to see that if you don't know what they are. You get to see that in part 2 of this study. So it is not useful in calculating the variance and the standard deviation. The mode, this is the last, the mode. The mode is the number that occurs most frequently in a set of numbers. I've underlined most frequently. That's the most important thing when you look at the mode. It is the number that occurs most frequently in a set of numbers. If you see a set of numbers, the number that you see, it keeps occurring more than the other numbers. It is the mode. Example, look at this set of numbers, this distribution of numbers. I've put each number in a different color. You see the coloration is different so that you can easily see how many times each of them occur. So let's start with 2. You see 2 occurs, count the blues. 2 occurs, counting blues, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. There are 4 blues. 4 occurs, ox blood. Count 1, 2. There are only 2 4s. 1 is in black. It occurs 1 time as the number 1 black. 3 is in yellow. We're counting yellows. 3 occurs 2 times. There are 2 yellows. So when you look at this, what color appears most and what color does it represent? Blue appears most. Blue represents 2. So the mode is 2. I hope you got that. Okay. We'll move to the advantages of the mode. The first, it is easy to compute and understand. The mode, as we see, we just look at the set of numbers, counted each of the frequencies, and the one with the highest frequency, that's the mode. That's all. It's easy to compute and understand. And I guess you understood that easily in just this short time of explanation. Next, it is not affected by extreme values. The mode is not affected by values the values at the ends or large and small values. The mode is a number will always stick out to appear more times than others. The disadvantages, though the mode is useful, it also has its own disadvantages of using it. First, it can be a poor average. The mode can be a poor way of measuring central tendency. To measure the center of a distribution, the mode can be less useful in measuring the center of the distribution than other measures of central tendencies like the mean or the median. Second, it is not an ideal measurement for central tendency, as I said above. Central tendency, measuring the center of the distribution, the mode is not really. It does not really show you what is at the focus, what is at the center, and what revolves around. It is not useful in further statistical calculations. Further statistical calculations like the variance and the standard deviation, we see the mode is not present. We use only the mean or the number of elements in the distribution to get the variance. We don't use the mode or the median either. The mode too, like the median, is not useful in further statistical calculations such as the standard deviation or the variance. So for further reading, and if you didn't understand anything, you can look at these references First, as usual, as always, The Beginner's Companion by Nwanji Victor and Chumlamiji Musa. Economics Made Easy by Whitehead. Elementary Economics by Harvey. Intermediary Economics by Harvey. These books are very good, especially The Beginner's Companion. Very good book. You should pass your eyes there. For internet access on these topics, you can Google or go to wikipedia.org. Most of you doing this have computers, so most of you following these lessons have computers. So I hope you can get internet, Google anything, or use Wikipedia. So I think we'll end here. So goodbye, and remember, as always, thumbs up to hard work and thumbs down to laziness. Put these principles in your head, and you're moving towards success. Okay.